growing up Generation X, we loved video games. From the ones at the arcades to the one you played at home thanks to Atari, Sega, Nintendo. But we also loved looking at those ads for those games coming out. Not because of the cool graphics, but because of the hot chicks.
The following program contains language and situations of an adult nature. Some material may not be appropriate for young viewers.
Guys, we're going to take a little detour, a little something different, because we're going to look at ads. Sexy women selling you video games. I don't know I don't play really video games nowadays, but it seems whenever I see anything about a video game, it's a female in the game or talking about the game, it's just not sexy anymore. Now, when you went to the store and you got your Game Monthly magazine, your Nintendo Power, or whatever it was, sure, you wanted to see a little boxed out in the corner of the graphics of the game. Then you know to go to Premier Flix or Blockbuster or wherever and rent the game, or maybe go to Toys R Us, KB's and buy it. But not only did you want to see graphics, you wanted to see some hot TNA. And by TNA, I mean tits and ass. I don't know. We don't use tits and ass to sell stuff to kids anymore. What is this world coming to? Kids love tits and ass. At least I did when I was a kid. Did you? It was great. You look through that magazine and you think, oh, I got to go to the arcade. Not only do I get to play Rampage, I get to hang out with beautiful chicks. Although when you got to the arcade, there was mostly dudes in there. It was mostly teenage boys, maybe a few girls here and there, but it was nothing like you saw in these magazine ads. And then there was those creepy guys that's like 30 years old hanging out at the arcade because they didn't have anything else to do. I guess they were just kind of creepy. But let's dig into some of these sexy ads selling video games. And we're going to start right here with Centipede. You probably didn't even notice. You're like, I don't even know what they're trying to sell here. All I see is an A. T and A, right? You don't see any T. You don't see any T. It don't matter because see a big, beautiful A. Ooh, that means ass, if you can't figure that out. Ass. Ooh, I'm going to lose my... You want to hit... There's a link down at the bottom of the video that says thank you, because I'm not going to get any ad money for this one right here. Let's go to the next one right here. Turn your Super Nintendo into a super sexy, lean, mean street machine. Yeah, you're like... you like... Oh, I like Hulk Hogan. But you're like, hold on a second. If I buy this game, if I have a Super Nintendo... I get to hang out with some chicks like that have a high panty line. Woo! But no, it's just a fantasy, guys. It was just a fantasy. Some of you guys might have ended up with a hot chick that like video games, but for most of us, we never got that. Check this out right here. I remember when you couldn't keep your hands off me. Look at that. Hot chick in lingerie. Showing some T. She's not showing A, but she's showing some T. They don't really show much P, but... There you understand. But you could tell, too, in this picture here, they wanted that graphic, what was that, for Contra or something? They wanted it to look like some kind of warded up penis. You know they did. Look how he's standing, and it's just, you know that's what they were going for. He don't even care. He's like, Veronica can keep her secrets. I'm playing some video games. Check this out right here. It's not really a sexy girl in it, but I thought it was kind of funny. Game Boy, more fun than a ferret down your trouser. It ought to be false advertisement. But... First, I thought he was taking a picture of his junk. But you see, not only you didn't need sexy women, you could just have fun. You can't do that today. Let's move on to this one right here. She really wants it. Whew. She moved that video game. We get to see some P. I don't even understand what she's selling here. Some kind of game, I guess. I never heard of it or not. But damn, they're on some boots. Han Solo wouldn't even wear no boots like that. Well, what is she sitting on, a screw? Let's move on to this one right here. Size does matter. They made an ad for a damn fishing game sexy. Look at that. You ain't never seen a girl like that out fishing. Nah, I get it. Maybe when you first started dating the girl, the first couple of months, you know, y'all would do... She wants you to go to pumpkin patches. You go to pumpkin patches. You want to go fishing. She'll go fishing. That shit ends in about 6 months. You know, she ain't going fishing with you no more. And check this out right here. The new Game Boy Pocket. And there's a lady tied up on the bed. He's like, I don't care about that lady tied up on the bed. I'm playing Game Boy in my pocket. Let's look at this right here. First, I thought this was a TV ad from an old TV guy, but it's not. It's X-Men game. But look at that. Sex. Even the cartoon women were sexy. Look at that guy. So sexy. He can't even. He's got his hands down. He's holding his boner in. Dude, let the boner fly, man. I've heard free the nipple. I'm going to start saying free the boner. Free the boner. And then we've got, I don't know if this is really, I guess it's an ad. If not, it's a lady in our bloomers playing Pac-Man. Whew. I never saw that at my local arcade. If I did, I wouldn't have a pocket full of quarters. I'd have a pocket full of something else. Let's look at another one. Here, it knocks you out. The final round. See, this is one of the games you don't even know they're advertising. You're just like, whoa, look at this. And then you go look at the little graphics, and then you go back over here, and you're like, man, I like to get punched in the face with that. There you go, right there. How about this right here? If it's anything to get your attention more than a beautiful woman, it's a little midget. I can't say midget. It's a little guy. And that's right there. Put a woman in her corner. Look at that. Put the woman in her place. Crazy grudge match. And then we've got, there's another one selling her bloomers. I don't even know where she's selling. Some kind of game again with some bad graphics, but who cares? She's wearing a damn helmet. She's going to be a fun one. And then we've got, you're like, hey, that ain't Rambo. Who cares? You much rather play this than Rambo. Man. That is one sexy Miss Rambo. And how about this right here? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm sure the Asians out there need somebody to in their ads also. So we didn't want to discriminate. Only look at a few cultures. But we'll look at that one right there. How about this right here? She's not even that sexy. It looks like somebody you might run into her. Well, let's be honest. She looks like a barfly. She might have just. See, barrel pong. It looks like something you have in the back room of a bar, and she might be in that right there. It looks like she's standing on a loofah sponge. And then we've got Deadeye. Look at this. Is what you thought it was going to be like at the arcade. When you was about 13 and only got to go to the arcade every once in a while, it was like, if I could get to the arcade without my mom and dad taking me, this is what it'd be like. I'd be teaching some hot chick how to play this game. No one dresses like that at the arcade. And then we have, look at this one, something to do with your hands that won't make you go blind. Another one, not a sexy girl, and that's not a sexy body at all. But I thought it'd be kind of like one of them guys I told you look about 30, too old at the arcade. That's what they look like right there. And then you got, how about this one? What's it called? Sexy vixens from space. Well, they tried. They ain't too sexy, but at least they tried. They tried to get your attention, I guess. And even Miss Pac-Man was trying to look sexy. You know that's what they're going for. Look, they put a pearl necklace on her. You know what they were trying to say Pac-Man was doing with Miss Pac-Man? You know what they're going for right there. And how about this right here? This is more in the 2000s. Like PlayStation 2, I don't know when it came out. Maybe late 90s, early 2000s. But look at that. We talked earlier in this video about you seeing some TNA. Boy, you letting the T hang all out on this one right here. And look at them. There's some T's in the back. Jealous of it. But I don't. Narc. Whew. Makes me want to tell on every drug dealer in town. And then we got, what about this one? Konami Kati. Man, there she is. That's some 80s hairspray hair right there. But who cares? Smoke's coming off that A. And how about this right here? Woo! Moon War. Never heard of this game, but who cares? Look at that. It like got some silk shorts on. Man, they are using some ass to sell some games, man. They don't even show you what the game looks like. Who cares? Because you're like, hey, I'll watch her. If she's at the arcade, I'll stand all day and I'll be like, go ahead and play. I'm just going to stand here and wait till you get done. Just going to stand there and look. Oh, let's move on here to this one. Contra. We love Contra. Two butch dudes, right? Two manly men, but they use a sexy woman to sell it. Look at that sexy woman right there. They don't make them like that anymore. And then we've got this one right here, a casino strip. Hey, you actually might get to see some TNA in the game. Sure, it'd be some 8-bit graphics of some TNA, but who cares? But I think that one might be a dude. How about this right here, a shuttle invader? Again, A little graphic. Look at that graphic. It looks nothing. It has nothing to do with a sexy woman, but they slapped her on there, even if she is a cartoon. And then we've got the Dark Adventure. Sometimes you can't even tell these are ads or a cover to a porno tape. You're like, I don't know if that's a video game I can play at Aladdin's Castle or is a movie I have to rent behind the curtain that shows to go. Who knows? But let's move on here to this one. Jungle King. Man, see, you think you're going to play some kind of Pitfall type spin-off game? But no, you're going to play with a Jungle King. That is when, man, that's a good looking red. Then we got, look at this, Dallas Cowboys cheerleader finna sell a video game of Strike Zone. Again, don't even show any graphics. Who cares? You got a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. If you don't remember the 70s, 80s, it was really big deal if you saw a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Man, that made your day. One time I saw them on a Love Boat. Had like 5 of them all on the Love Boat at one time. I was like, that damn Gavin McLeod. I was jealous, man. I was jealous. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wish I was Gopher. And then we've got a touch of class. Trying to touch it up with some TNA. You're kind of hiding the A, and you can't really see the T. But you can see them long legs, so maybe you're a leg man. You're like, oh, that's my kind of, that's mine. You like TNA and L. Then we've got Gotcha. Look at this. I don't even know what's going on here. I don't even know what's going on. You can kind of see through her and still see the game. And I don't know what's going on. Let's move on to this one right here. And here's another one for you that's into the, I don't know what you, I don't know if it's Chinese, Japanese. I'm sorry, I don't have an eye chart. I don't have an eye chart with me, so we'll move on here. How about this? Fillable Power. Again, a racing car game. Why do you need sexy women? So show some cars burning rubber. Nope. Show some sexy women. Look at her. Down there on the ground, needs some help. She got knocked down. You see her there? Okay, I'll help you up. And how about this right here? Barbarian. Oh, there's a big old guy. Look at that. She's like 98% nude. She is naked. Naked, as they say. Oh, and then we've got, I don't even know what the freak this is. It looks like a shoehorn. I thought it was a shoehorn to start with. I thought it was some kind of computerized shoehorn. I was like, damn, man. But no, computer science. I don't know, but it's got a beautiful woman on it, and that's all you needed to know back then. They don't want to use beautiful women to sell stuff today. No. And then we got Text Drive. Text Drive. They got a game that you got to text and drive at the same time in the 70s? That was way ahead of its time, I guess. Oh, text and drive. What? This can't be real. Cross the finish line. Sega. Text and... I got to see if this is real. Text and drive. Hold on, guys. Just give me a second right now. Hold on. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. They got me on that one. That one's fake. But still a hot chick. And then we've got Ninja Turtles. I don't know if I don't know if it's got to do. Yeah, I don't know if it's got to do with the video game or not. But look, even April O'Neil's hot. They even made April O'Neil sexy. Is she sexy today? Take a look at this shit. Is that sexy? Nobody thinks that's sexy. I wouldn't fuck her with a stolen dick. Oh, let's move on. I'm getting aggravated. Yeah, you even had this, even for the ladies. Girls play video games. They want to see some hot dudes, or maybe there's some dudes into hot dudes. I ain't judging. But they got their fill right here, too. Check that out for you ladies and you guys that like that kind of stuff. Check this out right here. This is what we thought we were going to be. When we were kids in 83, with all in that Miami Vice and stuff, we thought this was going to be when we hit our 20s. Although them guys look like they're probably in their 40s, but they probably were in their 20s. Man, the only thing that made this thing look cooler back in them days if they had a bag of cocaine, but I don't see any cocaine in that picture, so we'll move on here. How about this rolling blade? They made skating sexy. Skating was sexy. And then they had, I already looked at that. But hey, we get to look at that ass again. Take a look at it. Damn. I don't know about you, man. I miss when stuff was sexy. I remember when sexy sales. They don't even want to make sexy anymore. Ugly's the new sexy today, I guess. Anyway, let me know what you think. Am I wrong? You're like, Junkman, no, we don't supposed to be looking at girls like that anymore. I guess it's today's generation. They want to respect women. What's this world coming to?
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.